It's Brian Vogel from Cocoa, Florida. What a fucking piece of shit. Way to throw your fucking life away, loser. He lived with modest means but had aspirations to get more, and it didn't matter how the fuck he got it. He lived in this small, modest home and was moving to this larger home when the shit blew up in his face. And when I say blew up, it was like an atom bomb going in his face, because prior to 2021, Brian had a spotless record. There were no charges whatsoever placed against him. And so, maybe he was just getting lucky. I don't know. I don't know him. All I can speak of is the piece of shit that he's become. Because let me tell you, 2021 is where he became that big piece of shit. He got arrested everything from trafficking cocaine down to fucking murder. What a low-life piece of shit. Let's take a look at Brian and how he got there. Brian's biggest mistake is hanging out with this fucking loser right here. This is Chase Harrison of Cocoa. And let me tell you, Chase was a large-scale drug dealer selling cocaine, and Brian was the little bitch that was going around doing the smaller drug deals for him. You see, the cops, they've been watching Harrison for a while, all of his bullshit. They had an informant inside that were giving him all sorts of stuff, and they were able to record his phone conversations, like this big giant one that includes, it's like freaking over 100 pages long. And this one right here, where Harrison's trying to sell dope, a small amount to somebody, he references, you're gonna have to deal with my homie. The one in the white truck. Well, that homie was none other than Brian Vogel. This investigation clearly outlined a hierarchy about who handles what. Harrison handles a large quantity of sales, such as trafficking deals. And anyway, the smaller deals, or the street-level deals, he runs through Brian Vogel. Harrison repeatedly directed Vogel to sell drugs for him and bring him drug proceeds. So he was the bag man as well. How the fuck did Vogel get roped into this bullshit is beyond fucking me. What a fucking Neanderthal fucking loser. His involvement subsequently got him arrested on May 19th, 2021. Brian's bond is set at $204,000. There's no way in hell he was going to get out. Didn't have the money to come up with it for bail, so he was going to have to sit there till his trial is over, and he's been sentenced and then sent away to prison. Think that's it? Nope! What else do you think could happen to a guy that's 999% mean? How about somebody that's 365% asshole? Well, it's real simple. It only is going to get fucking worse for this lowlife punk. On June 1st, while still sitting in the Brevard County jail, Brian is charged with burglary of a dwelling, murder, and animal cruelty, subsequently becoming one of the members of the shit-stained Six of Brevard. What a fucking loser! They had to move him to Seminole County because there's so many of these fucking bitches. They're like fucking whack-a-mole. One pop up, there's another one. Holy shit, these fucking guys are a bag of fucking dicks. Why are they a bag of dicks, you ask? It's real fucking simple. On March 3rd, 2021, the shit-stained Six of Brevard conspired to break into the house of Matthew Nicol on Hall Road in Merritt Island. They were targeting him and his roommate, specifically his roommate because he had a large amount of cash and cocaine. Brian's specific role was to shoot and kill the dog Mako, while the others tied up anybody in the house while they robbed it for drugs and money. Brian followed the plan and he used his AR-15 with the suppressor to shoot and kill Mako, Matthew Nicol's dog, before entry. Unfortunately, Brian had another accomplice, Corey Cabanis, and he had Matthew Nicol tied up while they're supposedly going to rifle through the house. His gun discharged and ended up murdering Matthew. Remember, Brian was involved with the murder of Matthew Nicol and the killing of his dog Mako. Investigators first found out about Brian's involvement with the shit-stained Six when David Foreman-Taylor was arrested, and he gave up everything. He was singing like a frickin' canary, and let me tell you, he gave up everything. His names, dates, times, everything, anything to save his stupid ass. On May 4th, 2021, Taylor gives up the fact that Brian was the one that shot and killed Mako so they could enter the house. You think Brian had it bad? Well, it only got worse, and his ass was gonna get fucking barbecued! Because David Foreman-Taylor gave up accomplice Tyler Graffing, and Tyler Graffing was singing like a canary! He was singing so much it went for over a frickin' 100 pages! Not only did Tyler say that Brian was involved, but also that he was one that carried the AR-15 with the suppressor attached before they went to the robbery. He saw it in person before they got in the van to go to the house. Also included in Tyler's testimony was the fact that he gave up another accomplice, Anthony Davila, in which Anthony Davila says that Brian Vogel shot the dog Mako. Brian Vogel is done. He threw his fucking life away. He's got nobody to blame but himself. Think about it. He had a spotless record before all this drug dealing and robbing and murder bullshit. And it took 1 year for him to throw it away. Florida's got a 10-20 life law, and that has to deal with use of a firearm in the commission of a felony. And so this is just for bringing a gun and firing it, because that's what Brian did. So look at number 2. It says a 20-year prison term if the accused fired the firearm. That's what Brian did. That's just for bringing the firearm and firing. It does not include the murder charge, the armed burglary of a dwelling, or the animal cruelty. Those are probably going to triple this. So he is fucked, and people hate him for it. And let's not forget to look at that last sentence about a high-capacity magazine type of firearm getting 15, 20 to 25 years to life. Man, he's fucked. Well, looking at the stories online, people were freaking outraged that this person says murderous little junkie thugs. And then this came up. Somebody that actually knew Brian says, I used to work with Brian. I gotta say, I'm not surprised. This makes me think that Brian was probably doing this kind of shit for a long time, and he finally got fucking caught. Well, fuck him, because the rest of these people hate his ass too. Rightfully fucking so. Brian now sits in Seminole County Jail awaiting court proceedings. I could give two shits about his past if it was clean or not, because guess what? He's a grown fucking man. His decisions were to get involved selling drugs. His decisions to get involved with the home invasion robbery that led to the murder of Matthew Nicol and the killing of his dog, Mako. His choices, his decisions, his choice to become a member of the shit-stained Six of Brevard. Fuck him. Boo fucking who. He might be sad right now, but the fact of the matter is, he's a fucking monster and needs to spend the rest of his life behind bars.